Hello, welcome back to Sacred Vapes, the channel that aims to bring you the views and experiences of products on the market today, brought to you by an average vapor. Now this week, I've got something that's a little bit of a new launch for a company. It's a company you may have heard of. They've been around for a while, but this could prove to be one of the biggest surprises of the year. It's this, the Rincoe Mechman kit. Now, Rincoe, if you've heard of them before, they've always been a budget company. Very much so that a lot of their products are normally £30 or less. I was almost bringing you a Manto S review recently. That may come one day in the future. But my hands-on experience with it at first was that it felt really cheap. It worked well, but it was cheap. So this represents a rebrand for the company. It's something that potentially could put them back on the market and amongst the big boys. But before we get into all that, let's give her a vape. Now, first and foremost, as always, what you get in the box. Now that's the packaging. Nice clear design. Shows you the 3 designs, but we'll get into the designs in just a little bit. On the back, you have all your information, your contents, social information, your scratch card and whatnot, and that's about it for the box. So we'll get into what you get inside. If I can get the box open. There we go. Now what you have your tank there, obviously mine's there. You have your mod. I'm not too sure what was in that bag. I don't think there's anything important. Or that was even a bag that was in here. But you get spare glass. You get your coil. Now, we'll get into the coils in just a bit. USB cable. And if you open her up at the bottom, you get all your information. Warranty card. Quality card. Battery card. How to fill the tank, and an instruction booklet. So yeah, we'll get talking about the mod, well, the mod and the tank now. It's first and foremost, despite the name, it's not a mechanical mod, it's a fully regulated mod. It's a bit of a strange name that they've gone for here, but yeah, it's a 228 watt device, chargeable via 2 external 18650 batteries. As you can see, you get battery ribbon. It's a magnetic door which just snaps into place. It comes in 3 different designs. You get a wolf, you get a flag, and the other one is a camo. Now the idea is with this is that you can change the design, and I'm guessing Rincoe are going to be bringing plenty more out to buy in the future. From what I can guess, because I haven't took a screwdriver to it, but to change it is these screws here. Take these screws out. This will lift off. You can change the design underneath. Now the mod itself has the side fire button with a little ledge on for your finger, 2 navigation buttons, USB port. Now there's the screen, which you see it shows wattage, volts, ohms, and battery indicators. It went off, sorry. Now to operate this, nice and easy, 5 clicks, turns it off. 5 clicks turns it back on. To access the menu, there we go, and you see it flashing. So you get variable wattage, bypass, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCR. And that's it for the menu system. There isn't an in-depth, just to give you an example, there isn't an in-depth menu as such. So if we pick, for example, titanium, that's it. It takes you straight to the temperature. So it doesn't. Now, It does recognise new coils. It seems to be pre-built when I got this to go with the Rincoe coil. So let's get it back to variable wattage. But yeah, it will recognise that the resistance has changed when you do change onto a rebuildable device. Now, at the top, 25mm. It's built into a design, as you can see, so there's not going to be any room for anything bigger. And that's the mod. So we'll get into talking about the tank now. The tank here is a 4.6 capacity tank via the bubble glass. It's top a replaceable 810 drip tip, bottom adjustable airflow, all pretty standard, and it's a top fill slide mechanism. You see the arrow there, just slide it back, there's your fill hole. Again, all nice and simple. Now the coils, you get two in the box. You get a dual mesh and a single mesh. Now I haven't used the single mesh, but this is what it looks like. It's rated 0.25. Sorry, I'll explain why in a minute. I got a bit confused. 0.25, rated 45 to 65 watts. And the dual mesh is rated 0.2, which is recommended 60 to 80 watts. And that's pretty much the rundown of what this is. So we'll get into the pros and cons of this now. The first pro for me is that it feels really high quality. Now this is going to be a bit of a surprise when I say this, but the majority of this mod is plastic. From that's plastic, all this is plastic. Pretty much the device, I mean there's metallic parts on it, but majority of it is just plastic. But it feels really heavy, it feels really well made and nice and solid. You know, you almost convince yourself that it's a fully metallic mod, but it's not, it's plastic. So the fact that they put that added weight in makes it doesn't feel a lot more sturdy, which is a really, really nice touch. Next pro for me is going to be the fact that it's a replaceable design. I just think that when people have mods that they can put their own picture on the screen, they seem quite popular. So something like this where you can put your own design, obviously mine's American at the minute, but yeah, you can, the fact you'll be able to put whatever you want in there, that's a really nice thing for me. Next pro for me is the response time. Now just listen, fires fast, but I want to demonstrate something for you now. If you, I'll do the 5 clicks on, see if I can show you this on camera. That's how quick you're going to be vaping with this. Really, really quick. It's probably about a second from turn on, if that, and you're vaping away. So that's a really, really nice feature for me. I like the display. Display is really clear, simplified. Simple menu system I do like. It's going to be designed for more simple vapors rather than more advanced ones. So yeah, it's going to be something that if you're picking this up, you're going to be just wanting to pick power mode and just vape away. So that's a nice little touch for me. I think it's nice and comfortable. The size of it just makes it fit in the hand perfectly. And the little ledge on the button, rest your finger on, and there's no accidental firing. Really a big fan of that. Battery life on this, really good, just over a day. That puts it almost in the drag 2 territory in terms of battery life, especially vaping at about 75 watts. So really good thing that. And yeah, I like the fact that it's got a battery ribbon inside. Just get this open. There's a little notch, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a little notch there to help you get the battery door off. Battery door itself, there's next to no movement there, certainly. I mean, there's a slight wobble when I'm trying to make it wobble, but in the hand you're not going to get any wobbling at all. So another big pro there. Move on to the tank now, and first pro for me is going to be the design of it. It looks familiar. If In fact, it looks very similar to a tank I recently brought to you guys. See if you can guess what. But yeah, it's a really, really nice design. I really like the fact that it's got resistance on the top fill. That's a pro. The flavour on these coils is really good, I must admit. It's not the best on the market, but for a kit tank, it's really, really nice flavour. I mean, I'm vaping a fruity mix in here now, and I'm getting profile through, so it's definitely bringing out a lot of the flavour. The mesh coils are actually really good in this. Airflow, nice and wide. That's a turn down slightly. Let's get her open all the way. Here we go. This is fully wide airflow. So this is vaping at 75 watts. And yeah, I love the fact that the 4.6 capacity, slightly smaller than standard, but it's still going to last you. I mean, the juice consumption on these coils is really good as well. I mean, I'm only filling this up about 3 times a day, which is pretty standard for a sub-ohm tank for the amount of usage I put through it. And yeah, I really, really like this coil design. I say, it's just really efficient and it's really nice flavour. So we'll get into the cons of this now. We'll start with the mod. Now, the first con for me is going to be the fact that the design is on this side. Mainly because you have to take the screws out. I mean, I love the fact that you can change the design, but I think it's going to be a little bit complicated for just your average vapor to be able to change themselves, especially for the fact that you don't get a screwdriver in the box to be able to take that panel off. I would have preferred it if it was on this side, and maybe, I mean, just brainstorming here, but maybe if they brought out replaceable battery doors, and okay, it would have cost a little bit more than a sticker, but even at like £5-6, if you're getting them straight from Rincoe, you could just change the battery door for your design. Would have liked that. Next con for me, it's very simplified. I mean, for me personally, it's a pro, but for some vapors who want to control the temperature control in this, that's going to be a bit of a con. The fact that you get apart from the TCR, you don't really get much adjustment on that. Next con for me, for the mod, I've got to say the fact that it's shaped to fit 25mm. Again, that's not a con for me. It's going to be a con for anyone who uses bigger atomizers. You won't be able to use this without overhang. And yeah, there isn't that many more cons with the mod. There's only one fatal flaw that I've found, and that is it's got a power difference. I can't even say the word. The power's different, basically. And what I mean by that is that when I was actually writing a written review for this a few nights ago, I was using the Hellbeast tank on a different mod, and just as I was writing about it, I wrote about the tank. I wanted to write about the mod. I've just felt like putting the Hellbeast tank on it, and I noticed a massive power difference. I mean, at 75 watts still, there was about anywhere between 5 to 10 watt drop using this mod, so the chipset doesn't seem to be that accurate. Now, it's easily compensated. You just turn the power up until you get the vape that you want, but yeah, it's a bit of a fatal flaw for the mod because you are going to have to adjust that. So yeah, that's something that's worth keeping in mind. Now onto the tank now, the cons for the tank. There isn't that many cons. The only con I've really found with the tank is that once the liquid goes beyond halfway, if you're leaving it tipped down, then the first hit seems to be a dry hit. The wicking doesn't seem to be able to saturate enough. I mean, a lot of coils these days, like the Crown 4, like I'm just trying to figure the Baby version 2, Smock just released, you know, what they seem to do with the coils is they oversaturate them so you don't get them dry hits. And this doesn't seem to be doing that. I say, if I've just put that down on the side, pick it up after about 20 minutes, that first hit is a little bit of a dry hit. But yeah, I mean, the coil life on these is, I mean, this is going for about 2 weeks now, still going strong, so that's a big pro for me. But yeah, that's, again, it's just something to keep in mind if you do pick this kit up. But other than that, there's not really any more cons. I mean, maybe if they had a bigger glass, that might have been a nice feature, but I'm sure you'll be able to buy a bigger bubble glass in the future for it. But yeah, we'll get into the overall of this now. And overall, this kit actually blew me away. Now, considering I've had Rincoe products before, this I didn't expect too much from, and to be honest, as I say, it's blew me away. The quality, it feels quality. It's got a nice weight to it. The coils vape well, great battery life. You know, the whole thing just feels really nice. Now, on the basis of would I recommend it to you? To be honest, I would recommend picking this up. Now, I have spelled out the cons with it, with the power difference and the coils. So, it's entirely up to you guys if you want to pick this up on the basis of that. But if you are willing to look beyond the little bit of a power difference and you want something like this that you can customize, then potentially this could well be a kit for you. It's certainly Rincoe's best kit to date. Certainly the best mod to date. So yeah, would I recommend it? Personally, I fell in love with it, but you know, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, that was the Rincoe Mechman kit. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Next week, I've got the Vaporesso. I was going to call it the Tarot, then it's not the Tarot. The Vaporesso Lux Nano Kit, which is going to be a really interesting review. It's going to be very polarizing, and hopefully I'm going to be able to bring a juice review to you guys as well. It's going to be Aqua from Marina Vape. So yeah, check that out, and it could be the final episode of the pod series as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But as I always say, stay safe. And keep vaping.